Hey, what's going on, guys? Just chilling here at my house on a Saturday evening, and John stopped by, and we're just kind of talking about staying keto and the group and some of the video ideas we had. We decided to do a little test video here. So decided I was a little hungry and needed something quick, and I don't have a whole lot of stuff in the fridge, but I do have enough stuff to make some pepperoni pizza crisps. So hang with me while I whip that up for you. All right, so get your favorite sheet pan out and make sure that your oven is preheating to approximately 350 degrees, or as close as your oven will come to that. Now what I got here is some thick sliced sandwich sized pepperoni. This is my favorite brand. It's Margarita brand, just like the pizza, Margarita, not the drink. I have it sliced a little bit thicker, as you can see, than I would for pizza, but thin sliced is fine. And you can even do this with the small pepperonis. But if you can get this size, it's a little bit better for this application. So what we're going to do is we're going to whip out a few of these pepperonis. I'm not sure how many I have here. It looks like I've got 6, which ought to be just perfect for a snack for John and I. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to go to some cheat sauce. This is some jarred sauce. It's low carb. It's made by Rayos. They're actually a restaurant in New York, I believe. This jar of pasta, dude, check this out. The ingredients are Italian whole peeled tomatoes, olive oil, onions, basil, salt, garlic, black pepper, dried oregano. That's it. There's nothing else in here. That's how I make my sauce. So if you're going to buy a jarred sauce, make sure you're getting something without any sugar added or any ingredients that you can't pronounce. If we go over to the nutritional label, you'll see that they're very generous with their serving size, ½ cup, none of this 2 tablespoons nonsense. And a ½ cup is going to have 4 grams of carbs. We're not going to get anywhere near a ½ cup on this today. So this is great to keep in the fridge or in the pantry just for a quick weeknight meal, and you'll see this come into play in some future videos as well when I don't have time to make some homemade sauce. So the other things you're going to need are some mozzarella cheese. What I have here is some whole milk mozzarella that I've cut into a cube or a dice. I prefer if you have some unshredded, that's great, or you can shred it yourself. Pre-shredded will work, but there's always a few more carbs in the pre-shredded cheese because of the anti-clumping agent they put in it. If I had thought ahead, I would have bought and had on hand some fresh basil, but I didn't. So what I do have is some dried oregano. So I've got some dried oregano ready to go here. Dried basil works great too, or an Italian seasoning blend, whatever you have on hand. This isn't rocket surgery here, guys. So this is a snack. Last thing is I've got some shredded Parmesan cheese. I like any brand other than the green can. And if you can afford Parmigiano Reggiano, go for it. This isn't. This was about $5 for this tub. So let's put together this snack. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a spoonful or a ½ a spoonful of the sauce, and we're just going to dab a little bit of sauce on each of the pepperonis. Be sure not to overdo this, guys, because you'll see this is going to run quite a bit when it heats up. So it's going to be a little bit messy. In fact, if you have it, use some parchment paper or a Silpat, which is one of the silicone mats, pads for the cheat pans, which I probably should have thought to get out. It's going to make it clean up a whole lot better because we're going to be dealing with some sauce and some burnt cheese here at the end, which tastes awesome, as you know. So just what's that, a ½ a teaspoon or teaspoon or so of cheese on each little, or a sauce on each little pepperoni. And don't worry about spreading it out to the edges. It's going to happen in the oven. Then we're going to take our cubes of the mozzarella, or the shreds if that's what you have, and just put a little bit, less than you think you need, because you'll see once this hits the oven that this is going to spread quite a bit. So in this case, with these size dices, I'm putting 3 or 4 on each little pepperoni, and then whatever's left over is a chef snack. So we'll go from there. Now, a little bit of, let's go ahead and put a little more cheese. Too much cheese is never really a bad thing, but it will run. Trust me, it's going to be all over this sheet pan when we're done. So then we're going to take a little bit of the parm and just a pinch of parm on top of that. And we're going to go from there straight to the oven. The oven's been preheating for 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Make sure that the oven's good and hot. It'll go in there. I would check it at 10 minutes, and it's probably going to be done between 10 and 15 minutes. And what you're looking for is obviously the cheese to be melted, but you want some burnt edges on your pepperoni, so you gives that effect of a good pepperoni pizza that's been properly cooked, where the edges get a little crispy and burnt. And we'll take this right to the oven. All right, it's been about 10-15 minutes now, and as you can see, the cheese has melted. The pepperoni has cooked. It is getting nice and gooey. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these onto some paper towels to let them cool for just a bit. Careful, these are very, very, very hot. And let me see, I might need to get a fork or something to help me with these, but here's where that burnt cheese stuff comes in. Don't leave that behind, because that tastes really good. So we'll get these onto some paper towels to drain. Again, try to save as much burnt cheese as you can. Don't leave it on the pan. This would be where the parchment paper helps a lot. There we go. Whoops. Hey, that one's John's. So we're gonna let these just kind of chill there for just a few minutes, and then we'll plate them up and we'll try them. Okay, so don't forget the oregano, basil, or whatever you decided. So what I have here is some dried oregano. You want to kind of wait until it's out of the oven so it doesn't burn, but you want to get it on while it's hot so it can kind of absorb some of that oil from the cheese and the pepperonis and kind of get flavor that for you. So get that a pinch or so on every one, and then let that cool down just a minute. Now this is obviously a small snack. If John weren't here, this would be an awesome snack. And so we're going to get 3 apiece. But basically now what we have are some crispy pepperonis, chewy underneath the cheese, crispy at the edges. We have some mozzarella cheese, some tomato sauce, Parmesan cheese. And so if you look at the edges of these, you can see how nice and brown they got. So they got that kind of crispy pepperoni pizza bite to them. And with the combination of the cheese and the sauce and the herb, that's going to kind of satisfy a pizza craving for you, even though obviously there's no bread involved here. So John's going to try these. Tell us what you think, John.
Oh, that's good. That's fresh. It's like pizza. This is good.
So it's a good keto snack?
Oh, this is awesome.
All right. So
Yes.
put this one in the books, guys.
Awesome.
Let us know what you think. Oh, he's happy. So hey guys, there's a quick and easy keto snack for you that's delicious, satisfies cravings that you can share with your friends, or just splurge on a Wednesday night. Just have some stuff on hand. That's the one thing to always keep in mind, is be able and ready to create a snack when you have a craving or you're hungry and it's not mealtime. You want to be able to do that without having to cheat. So I always have some pepperoni, I always have some cheese, I always have some sort of a lunch meat or something in there. But for this, man, I'll tell you, this really kind of satisfies the pepperoni pizza kind of craving. It really kind of gives you that, all the flavors that are involved. So you just remember that the bread is just a carrier for all the stuff that's on it. All we did was change the carrier here. So give this a try. Let us know what you think. Drop a comment below. Invite your friends. Keto on and stay strong.